today's video, I just wanted to do a quick share of what I was working on. And I am working on a bunch of different junk journals at the time. The current one, or one of, that I'm working on is a Halloween junk journal, and it's the haunted, beautifully haunted kit from My Porch Prints. And I was in need of some orange paper, like some orange handmade paper to add to the kit, orange, purple, and green. And I had some packs of the DollarTree food coloring, and that's what I opted for. I took a day to do all of the different colors, and I'll insert a clip of what all of the different colors look like that I did. But here is the orange. Now, this isn't the actual physical paper that I made, but this is the result of me scanning 4 different patterns from the pile that I did that I really enjoyed, so that I don't have to worry about trying to replicate it. And this is really honestly nothing new, but like I said, I wanted something more than just my coffee or tea dye colors. I really wanted orange to add to it. So here's one of the patterns, and some kind of way like green got mixed in there along with the grid marks from my cooling rack, and I absolutely loved the different patterns. Here's another one, and like I said, they scanned into my computer perfectly. So now that I have the look, all I really need to do is I could just crumple this up and maybe spray it down, or even go over it lightly with some coffee dye and put it back in the oven if I wanted to, if I really wanted that crinkly effect. But at least I don't have to worry about the whole process of food coloring it, which it goes by pretty fast, but it does take some hours when you're doing a bunch. I think in total I did 100 different sheets, and I have a little bling spot on there. I don't know where that came from, but I love the markings on this. So I think that was 2. I tried to pick a light, a medium, and a dark pattern, and when I scanned them into my computer, I scanned the actual front and back of that sheet, and I just loved how these turned out. I would have to say maybe the green or like the rose colors that you'll see are probably some of my favorites. But again, I just chose 4 of each design that I liked and did a fluctuation of light, medium, and dark. Scanned them in, and these were the results. And I compared them to the original handmade paper that I did, and my scanner picked them up. I had a normal HP that I've been having for the longest. It's an HP printer, scanner, and fax machine. And I've already talked about the papers and all of that I use. This is just some paper from, where did I get this from? Sam's Club. It's 20 pound just copy paper, and that's it, and I loved it. So now I can just use this to back some tags, actual writing papers, because sometimes writing on handmade paper can be hard depending on the type of pen that you're using. So if you still want the look of the aged paper, then just, you know, especially if you don't want to, there's plenty of people on Etsy that you can buy handmade papers from to really have a diverse collection. But you can honestly just do it yourself. You just take the time to hand make the paper, and then for me it's probably like a 2 to 3 day process. I take 1 day to make the paper. I take about a day or 2 days depending on how long it takes me in between going to the gym and homeschooling and everything else to scan all of the sheets and make your own files, and then you're good to go. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I would say re-spark some creativity if it's something that you need to do, because this really isn't, it's no different than coffee or tea dyeing. You just use food coloring, and it's up to you on how deep you want the colors to be. Just sit and play around with it, and you're good to go. I just take a really big pan. I put the food color water inside of it. Some of these I did add like my very fine glitters too, so some of my papers do have a sparkle to them, and then some of them have a matte, and I just do it in batches. So if I know I want some to be without sparkle, then I dip all the papers that I want without sparkle, put them in the oven, and then the next go round of that color, if I wanted to have a little bit of sparkle, I'll add the sparkle. Fine, very fine mica or glitter, whatever it is that you want, and then I do that batch, and then I put them in the oven, and then I move on to the next color. I do as much paper as it takes for that color. I think for each one I do about 3/4 cups of hot water. I boil the water, and then I add the food color, and then mix it up, pour it in a thing, and then I literally just take my paper, sit it in there, flip it over, sit it in there, put it on my cooling rack, and pop the whole cooling rack in the oven. I don't do parchment paper. Actually, some of them I did do the parchment paper, but I feel like I get better designs when I don't use the parchment paper. These were all without parchment paper, just directly on the cooling rack, and you can tell which ones were maybe down on the cooling rack like this. You get the clear markings, and oh my goodness, I love it. This kind of reminds me of an actual pumpkin. So I'm glad I'm getting started on these. I did do some green. I didn't do red. I don't think I did red. I can't remember. You'll see the clip. But, you know, Christmas, I'm working on literally probably about 6 different junk journals right now, and I'm creating one for myself at the time. So the next couple of videos you'll see are probably different journals that I'm working on. So thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a gorgeous day, dolls. Smooches. Mwah. Bye.